Harriet?
I'm ready.
I think I got your throat clearing there.
Oh, did you? Good.
Yeah.
Man.
Get it all cleared out?
I don't know if it's allergies. I think it's allergies.
Yeah, I think it is. I've been struggling really bad.
You have. We always know that it's fall allergy time, and it's your birthday.
Yeah.
Like we always know, okay, you're struggling, you're sneezing 50 times outside, you're doing the throat click.
Yeah.
Equals your birthday.
It was so funny.
So
Max was sitting on our lap, and I was watching Cars with him, and I said sitting on our lap. He's sitting on my lap, but we were passing him around, and he turned around. I was going, doing that with my, just clicking my fingers. Papa, what are you doing? And then he turned around and had this funny side eye. He said, what's that?
That's what I say. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Can y'all hear that? That's Brian 24/7.
Yeah.
Does anyone have solutions? Anyone have some help?
No, don't start that. Good night. Growing up, no allergies, and then around graduated from college, went and found out I was, getting bad with. But it's the way pollen ragweed, mountain cedar, pet dander. But the what's funny is the way it manifests. It just changed, and first it was these like hot red ears, and then it got to be where my eyes were itchy eyes, and then, runny nose. But it wasn't so much stopped up, and I didn't feel, run down as much. It was just these, and then the red eyes, then it got to be horrible, itchy red eyes, and they would get this jelly stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I remember those days. That was
just
really
horrible,
bad.
and just sneezing nonstop. And then the kind of the hay fever, just feeling run down all the time. Mm-hmm. And that would happen every fall, not in the spring. Mm-hmm. And then after about 8 years of it getting worse and worse and worse, literally every year, then it just kind of started tapering off and kind of went away. Mm-hmm. And I would say for the last 3 years, it hadn't been bad. And then, man, this year,
it came back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we love to be outside.
Yep.
I mean, unfortunately, we love to be outside, and we are outside a lot. And that's what kills you. You could just stay inside and probably be so much better, but you are unwilling to do that because we need to be outside in the sunshine. You go walking a couple of times a day, and so I think we've published somewhere, and our listeners now know that this is coming out at 5:30 a.m. on Tuesdays every week. Mm-hmm. And this is not why, but this particular week we've put off recording this episode because we knew we wanted. Well, I didn't know. I did not want to do this episode. I didn't want to talk about it, and you all know what's coming. But Jamie just kept reminding me it would be, what was the word insensitive, tone deaf.
Well, and conspicuously absent if we just ignored the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Mm-hmm. And let me just tons of disclaimers up front. I mean, I just wish. I'm just trying to picture some of our listeners, and just if they were sitting right here instead of me. This is not going to be a production, a presentation. It's not a show. This is two people that hopefully you guys love and care about. And I mean, here you came to get whatever you get from listening to our podcast. And so that I felt a weight or a responsibility to like have something profound to say, or having gone deep and, the way I do, I want to get to the bottom of everything and study it, or have something original to say, something that's not already in this cacophony of voices out there that has already been heard. I certainly don't want to add to the, sharing of ignorance, which, I mean, there's going to be plenty of that probably today. This is not going to be I can't even talk. It's not going to be a coherent, well thought out anything. This is, you're hearing a guy who's struggling, man, with as you all are. And I think that's what I want to do. This is not about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. This is about what it's done to us and what it's done to the collective. We are all in grief right now. We're just struggling. And, man, if we're honest, I mean, we're afraid. We're disheartened, disgusted, horrified. Just, yeah. So, but there's going to be a lot of things to talk about around that. But first and foremost, we just felt like we come, and you've heard me say our greatest human need is not solutions, it's solidarity. We just want to come with a heavy heart and say we join you in this time of like mourning, in this time of fear and outrage and anger and disappointment and in depression and in anxiety. I mean, we're with you. And yeah, it's thrown me for a loop. Just like, again, nothing unique here. But so yeah, we didn't want to get into talking about some of the questions that we have or some of the statements that people want to make about it. A lot of the confusion around it. It's it's really about just our struggle and what we do now and how we move forward. So even as I say this is as scattered and incoherent as I thought it was going to be. And I'm just telling you up front, I'm warning everyone. I don't feel the need to come with anything and wrap it up in a neat little bow or something that's going to maybe even something's going to make sense. This could just be us fumbling around, or for me, Jamie, you're going to hopefully bring something different to the table, but it's just me fumbling around with my ADHD brain with about 1,000 things bouncing around all at once. And the Enneagram 8 in me wants, justice. I want to get to the bottom of something. And when I say justice, that's even going to be misconstrued. It's just, there's no sense to make of this. There's no, I know people are going to want to try to find the silver lining and something positive. And a lot of times in our fear, we're going to stand on something and come out really aggressively on something. But I just believe we're so scared to death of the implications and what this means and what we've already known. See, that's the deal. After 9/11, let's say, I was a young man then and not so young anymore. So I didn't know the implications. We knew it was horrifying and horrific and this thing that happened, but I didn't understand what that meant for not just our country, but a culture, a society, right? And now, years later, especially with the advent of social media, we've seen where things are heading, and this just confirms our deepest fears. And why are we talking about it? I've seen that question. Why? People are dying senselessly every day, with and without motive, right? And nothing justifies anything. The killing of some man, this 31-year-old man who's got a wife and kids, but we were all watching. That's one of the things we all see it if we weren't watching. Because of social media. I wasn't watching this deal in Utah, but there's just a lot of things. All attention is turned to this horrific assassination. So deep sadness. Sorry, I'm rambling on. So jump in anytime you're just staring at me. I didn't even want to do this. No. I'm kind of mad at you.
No, I think you're making as much sense as anybody can make sense of this at all. So I just, again, did not want, I felt like it would be just kind of a disservice to anybody who listens. I don't know one person right now in my whole world that is not somehow talking about this, questioning this. Some are, we're big Charlie Kirk fans, and they loved him, and they are just in shock, that something like this would happen. Somebody that they really followed and loved his ideals and loved how he was stepping up to this platform that, reached so many people, a lot of young people. I have also friends of mine who vehemently disagree with the platform that he stood on and his ideas and his thoughts. And so, when it happened, and I told you this, like, you knew of him and you've heard him. I didn't even really know. I had heard of Charlie Kirk and heard him before, but didn't really know. So it's not like I'm really attached to him. Right. But I think what happens, I don't know why I keep thinking it's like the shot heard around the world. It's not that he is different than anybody, but he just happened to be on this very public platform and everybody knew about it. It was shocking because of the way that it took place and the way that we all saw it, like you said, whether we were there or not. So I'm not interested at all in talking about, were you, a follower of Charlie Kirk, if you loved or if you completely disagreed with him. I think more than anything, I just want to take some time today to acknowledge where this spit us out as a culture and how, if our home is a microcosm of our community and of our city and of our state, of our country, of our world, if our little Hackney home is a representation, just a small microcosm of all of that, I kind of wanted to share how it has affected you and I. And I think it's going to be different for everyone, but I guess I'll start with this. Something that came back to me, and it really has nothing to do with my brother Bart at all. But I remember the night we got the call from my sister-in-law Susie that Bart had a massive brain aneurysm and had died. And just the stop the presses, stop everything, the world completely stopped. And you're like, wait a second, where does life go from here? And that was a gut punch to me on a much, much deeper level because of my relationship with Bart, because that was my brother. And so everything changed from that moment on for me. So this is a lot different because I'm not close to, I was not close to Charlie Kirk, but there's something, the body keeps the score. And so,
sure.
So something in me said, oh, what is this? This seems familiar. What does this feel like to me? And for some reason, it felt the same, like the world stopped. And I think because it was such a public thing. So no, this isn't different than, I don't know how to say her name, but Ariana on the train that was killed in Charlotte, North Carolina, or
a senseless,
however
tragic,
many. Yeah. I mean, that was horrific. And I saw that around the same time. So all that is kind of thrown into the hopper of my brain, trying to make sense of things.
And the other thousands of murders every day all around
that we won't ever,
that no one hears about or
we
knows.
Won't hear or know about. But it stops you in your tracks and makes you realize, wow, life can change on a dime. I mean, in an instant. And so I think it just shook the stability, if we had any stability. These days it feels like everything's a little bit shaky. But it's just kind of shook the foundation of your world and thought, wow, anything can happen at any time. And we're watching a lot of things happen that we've maybe never been able to see. We've not been privy to see or know about it before. And so it left me feeling a little topsy-turvy, like, wow, where do I mean, look, I don't even have words for it. It just unsettled me and made me feel a deep, deep sadness and kind of a resignation, like, where the heck is our world? What are we doing as a society? And where might this go from here? Like, is it just things are like this are just going to... So there's this fear and this deep, deep sadness that I'm just trying to make sense of. And, so that, I think it was on a Wednesday, and usually I'm like, okay, today we're going to post, did you know Wednesday? And I'm like, nope, not going to post. Like, nothing seemed like it mattered in light of that. And so maybe you could just kind of share too, I guess it was on Friday, how like you had a couple of appointments, and I don't know if you want to go there yet, but just when you came out to talk to me when I was sitting outside on Friday. But go wherever you want to go.
Yeah, it's funny you brought it. I mean, it is, and I mentioned grief. We're grieving and the stages of grief, and some people jump immediately to maybe anger or, trying to embrace something and accept it and then find meaning. They're jumping way ahead, if you will, or let's make this count. And it's, for me, and then some people are in denial, some people are in shock, all the thing, bargaining, whatever. I've just said, and I'm such an optimist and always with faith, just feel like there's an ideal that here's the way things should be. And I think, why don't we live the way we should, And when I've seen, and I don't like to get to the dark place of just being hopeless, but when I've said, over the last few years, man, this is not going good. Well. We're in decline as a culture, as a society, as people, and now globally, even just because of social media. It's obviously people that would cheer and celebrate over this, and some of these pictures and videos that we've seen, we think, how deranged would you have to be as an individual to cheer over something like this, and how insane that is, and how crazy. You are in a bad place in your life if you can muster up a cheerful heart and a jeering, celebratory, chanting, whatever. That's just the grossest thing. And that's terrifying to me because we know that exists and kind of we've known it. So for me, it's a culmination of where things have gone. But this sadness in looking at what my kids and grandkids are inheriting. And just the lack of any kind of decorum or respect for individuals, for humanity, for life. The dignity of human life is just gone. And when I see, and again, take that to just discourse, public discourse, but you look on sports fields, when I'm seeing in fourth grade football, these parents going berserk and cussing out referees, getting kicked or dragged off field right in front of these little, peewee cheerleaders. The boys who've learned by maybe 4th, 5th grade to sit there after they knock somebody's head off, just stand over them and do their little fist pumps and look at them and do their little walk. It's like, wait a minute, how about be a good sport and offer a hand to let the kid up? We're playing a game, and it's just where this is the hatred of another human being because we disagree with them on an ideology or a theology or a political view of some sort. It's like they're the enemy. And now it's not just we hate our enemy, we want to kill our enemy. It's like, it's just, so yeah, this has
and there's no control. Like, I know, I mean, I understand maybe being to the point where like, I don't, like, you disagree so vehemently with him. Like, I don't want him to, but like, there's been self-control through the ages, not always, but it's just becoming more prevalent that if people feel it and they want to act on it,
it's barbaric. The lack of civility. Yeah. I'm not going to know in matter. Yeah. I mean, again, and I know this has been talked about, but I think, I wrote, I just pulled this up because on Friday you asked, and I wrote, I didn't want to, again, be silent with the family.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like when you, I mean, shoot, where do you, yeah, when you know there's something even greater at work, something more, something deeper, and you're afraid to go down the rabbit holes, and and that can consume you, and then you start, but it's so, yeah, no matter like who did it, who was behind it, it's like this is where we are. This is where we are in humanity. When you think about what we're all trying to do, man, can we just, can we have a life that's worth living? And can we respect people? And can we help each other actually survive on this planet? Survival is becoming very, very difficult. And I wrote, I'm at a loss for words. This was the text I just sent to the family. I'm at a loss for words and feel impotent as far as offering anything that hasn't already been offered in an attempt to make myself or any of you or anyone else feel any better or to offer solace or hope. I just want to tell you all that I love you more than anything in the entire world, and that I will always be there for you no matter what, and that together we'll all get through this and anything else that we are confronted with.
And can I just say that when you sent that, it brought some kind of peace to my heart. Because I felt like when everything was shaking underneath us, and you were too, it's not like you had all the answers. And like you said, I'm not going to tie this up in a bow, but that was some kind of anchor that pulled my feet back to the ground and said, you know what? It's going to be okay. We're going to be okay. Things are scary. Things are deeply sad and in disarray. My heart just is broken for our society and kind of where we are. I think it breaks Jesus's heart to see where we are as well. But even though you didn't have answers and you start deep diving into stuff. I deep dive it with my head into the sand is what I do. So when something like this happens, I just think, head in the sand, it's all good. Okay. And I really don't immediately. I grieve for a while, and I'm deeply
chocolate
saddened.
And Pringles this last time. Good night.
But you deep dive and just try to read and watch and all that. But all that to say, you weren't saying, hey guys, this is what I know, and this is, I'm getting us ready as a family to, it was like your heart was just laid out saying, I don't have answers. I don't know anything, but what I do know is I love you guys more than anything, and we'll get through this together. That's what I heard, was just a humiliation. No. Is that right? No, humility. Okay. A humility, just coming from a heart, from a dad that loves his children and his wife, and knew that if you were feeling some despair and some deep grief and sadness, that probably they were too. Like you could have just never sent anything, and we all are in our own homes and we all know, but you as a father have a heart that wants to pull your kids in close, even though they're adults and living their own great lives. You're always a father at heart, and saying, you know what, I'm going to send a text and I'm going to just pull us all together and say, I love you guys and thinking about you today, and we'll get through this. Meaning we'll get through whatever comes in our crazy society. And even if everything feels shaky, our family is shored up and we're one. So I appreciated that so much. And I've watched you do that over and over and over again through raising the kids, just pulling us back together. And even if you didn't know all the answers, it was enough. Just feeling like, wow, that feels strong and secure. And I needed to feel that and hear that. So thank you for that.
Well, I appreciate it. But yeah, no one, I think, especially men, but no one wants to feel impotent, right? I mean, but when I say especially men, because we feel like we're here to protect and, provide something, and that protection thing, it's like, man, I feel like we're just exposed, right? And people are feeling exposed. And yeah, so as we talk about this, like I said, it's not going to be, even though we said we're going to mention how we're grieving the assassination of Charlie Kirk, this is not about one single assassination. It's been the destruction of
assassination of our society.
Yeah, I wanted to avoid that word.
Sorry.
No. I was about to make that little play, and I thought I'm not going to. So I'm trying to come up with something else. Maybe that's good.
Yeah.
The assassination of the human character, of our dignity, of our God-given, rights. The unalienable. It's like, what has happened to us, and so then everybody's going to go off on what has happened and their thing, and this is why I told you, it's like, for me, because there's so many potholes in this conversation, or landmines that I'm trying to avoid. So I can't start and complete a sentence,
right.
Because there's a lot of different, at least 100 I could start riffing on right off the bat, questions that I have and comments I want to make that would lead to places I don't want to go. If you're hearing this podcast and you want to talk about that, reach out to me. But see, that's even it. So not being a smart guy, a lot of times I just want to go find the smartest person and what's their reaction. Like, we're looking to cues, even as a society. This is what we do as human beings. Like, how am I supposed to feel? Like, let me look and take cues from other people. What am I supposed to think? What am I supposed to believe? And then there's something that will connect with you. And you think, there, I agree with that. That's what I believe. That's what I think. But that's just an attempt to make ourselves feel a little more secure, a little safer, a little more kind of in control. If we have some people that are going to believe like we believe, or think like we think, or diagnose this thing, and nobody wants to admit, man, this is out of control, right? And that, because that's a scary thing. And then I can hear God's in control. So that you're going to have the people come out. God is in control, right? And yes, He is. He is. That there's only one response to have to evil. That this is evil. Yes, you're right. This is evil. But it's not people, right? It's principalities. It's rulers of this. So you've got all these discussions around that, and then the more can't go there. Sorry. It's just, it's just so hard to deal with. So again, not to ignore all the things that have happened that have, that some people are grieving well before this, and that why didn't you talk about that? Why didn't you do a podcast on this, on things, unrest and war around the world, and oppression, genocide. I mean, the list goes on and on. One thing is, we weren't all watching, we weren't all in Dealey Plaza. We didn't all see the Zapruder film, but people who did and who were there at the assassination of John F. Kennedy, they'll never forget. No one will forget where they were standing when they saw the plane flying into the World Trade Center, the first. I mean, we remember those things. This is a collective shock, because instantly we were all seeing this video. And now all of the aftermath, anyway, so yeah, I knew this was going to be, if you're still listening, God bless you. This is kind of insane. James, where I have been was, a deep sadness, like you, a deep sadness. That's good. Grief, for me, not shock. It was horrific, and I will not watch that again. And I don't want to see all the slow motion videos and people trying to figure out this and that and the other. I know it's just a symptom of a deeper problem. And when Nietzsche famously said, announced the death of God. It was not some celebratory, yee-hoo, ding dong, the witch is dead. It was a dire warning that when you take the highest value out of a culture, a society, a country, a world, a person, if you take that out of your heart, you're going to fill it with something. Something else takes its place. And it is utter foolishness without God, what man has placed as their value and what guides their beliefs and their value systems. And because of that, you see, look where we are. And we desperately need God. We need God. And so it's like God isn't loving, he is love. God is love. Love your neighbor as yourself. You can't say you love God and hate your brother. Love your enemies. Pray for them. It's like we have to love. There has to be a return to love. And yes, I know that's easy for me to say when someone isn't attacking me or starving my children or raping my daughter. I get it. I get it. It's one of the toughest things that there is. Probably one of the toughest mandates, if you will, of a Christian life. But here's the deal. I think the only solace that I have from this, the one thing that I've seen posted over and over and over that I totally disagree with. People, how can people just scroll past? How can they be so numb? No one's scrolling past this. No one's numb. This nuked us all. And thank God, it is only a small percentage. When you look, I don't care where you are, far right, far left on your ideology or your politics, guess what? Most people were stopped in their tracks. And most people were horrified by this. And if you did have a left-leaning ideology or didn't like Charlie Kirk, guess what? You were still... something in you,
wow, this
your
could
heart.
Happen.
It's just, you were devastated. You were. If we're all honest, we were devastated by this. And that small percentage that is so wounded and so hurt because of whatever's happened in their life that could celebrate that. That's what we need to pray for because that hurt people and that woundedness, we need God to heal our hearts. Come, God, and heal our land, heal our hearts. But it starts with us. We need to get off our freaking phones. We need to get off social media. We need to quit letting this stupid algorithm polarize us. And we need to heal our brains. We need to heal our hearts. We need to start to love our neighbor as ourselves. And I know, again, easier said than done. That's all I got, baby.
I know for us, it took us a few days to even feel like, wow, which way is up and where do we go from here? And your brain is constantly just going trying to, first of all, just not see that image, but also just trying to make sense. And it's just trying to find a place to land, and you can't make sense of it. And then and maybe this is me. I'll share this is kind of.
Oh, I've made sense of it. Trust me. I'm just kidding.
This is where I'll say where I've been when something shocking like that happens, and I turn kind of inward and deeply saddened, and then I think, wow, nothing even matters anymore. What even is this? No one can change anything. Just feel almost hopeless, out of control.
Despair.
And so that's okay to feel that way for, I guess, as long as you need to, but it's not okay to stay in that place. At some point in time, with or without an answer, with or without understanding, you can't make sense of this. So at some point, what happened for me is I thought, you know what? As silly as this sounds, I thought, I have 3 bananas that are going bad. I think right now I'm going to go in the kitchen and I'm going to make banana bread. And I know that
medicated with that banana bread.
I know that sounds so just insignificant, but for me, while I was standing in the kitchen making that and just ruminating on a lot of these thoughts, I began to kind of turn my heart back towards home and think, wow, this is good. I'm working with my hands. I'm using something that was going bad and I'm making something good of it that my family will enjoy. And so I don't know why, but that brought a little bit of, I don't know, solace, a little bit of peace, a little bit of meaning back to my life. Like, okay, get off your phone, quit watching all the stuff, and go make some banana bread. Go take some bananas that are going bad and making something good with them. And so I did that. And then you and I think on Friday, we were going to just kind of hang home. We had a couple of appointments in the morning, and then we had talked about, are we going to go to Grape Fest? Are we not? It's a tradition. We always go. And I think we had just decided, we just don't feel like it. We just didn't really feel like we just want to be at home. And so I was sitting outside working on some stuff. And
I had 2 clients that morning.
Yeah. And so then after that, usually we take Friday afternoon off, and you were going to do some writing, and you came outside and you said, babe, if it's okay, I kind of want to go. I think I want to do that. And so we decided, like, if we stayed at home for that Friday afternoon, we knew that our minds would just probably just still be ruminating on everything. And maybe it would feel good to just get outside and come back to a tradition that was familiar to us. And although we went down there, we stayed about an hour and a half or so, saw some friends, ate some lunch, walked around. It felt good to kind of force ourselves to kind of step out and do that. So if you are struggling this week, if you have struggled and you are struggling, just know you're not alone in that struggle, and you're going to deal with it differently than, your
then your
brother, your sister, your husband, your wife.
And we look for people, some affinity group that we kind of, they process this like I do. They process out loud. They want to talk. They get in a group. They isolate. It's like so many men isolate, but men and women have isolated. And then we get online. And again, your algorithm has figured out very, very quickly who you're going to, connect with, and what lands, and so then you're thinking, okay, that feels good to feel like, okay, look at this. Talk about solidarity. Good night, but you're alone. Those people, you don't know those people, and you're not really sharing anything, and you just sit there and doom scroll forever. And I would. Suggest and warn, I guess, against that. And then the other thing, like you said, be mindful that your spouse, your family, they're going to grieve differently than you, and allow them to process this how they need to. Check in with them. Some people don't want to talk about it. Some do. Some people want to go down these rabbit holes. Others don't. Just allow for that. Just allow for that, because, man, we're doing the best we can. And so many times, hey, you need to think about this and remember this. And it's sometimes the more aggressively someone kind of tries to push how they're processing it onto you, I think that means that deep down they're so afraid, and they're just, again, they're needing that. I'm comforting myself by being in control and telling you what this means. I just want to end with this, babe. 2 Corinthians 4:8-9, says Paul talking about his persecution and his fellow comrades in persecution. So we are afflicted in every way, but not crushed, perplexed, but not despairing, persecuted, but not forsaken, struck down, but not destroyed. And what's interesting is when I read that, I remember John Eldridge, who stood up one time at a conference I was at, and he started talking about that. For our light and momentary sufferings are achieving for us a glory that far outweighs them all. And instead of just saying, ooh, amen, he said, really? Light and momentary? Like, this is brutal. Life is brutal. It doesn't seem light or momentary at all. It's right now, and it's hard. And you know what? When I read this scripture, I feel crushed right now. I feel despairing. I feel forsaken, and I feel destroyed. Like, I'm just being honest. And so here's what I'm going to hold on to, is that there's a treasure in a jar of clay. And I am a jar of clay. And those jars can be shaped, they can be broken, they can be very, very fragile. But there is a treasure. And so, just like we did with our little grandkids, we went over a little scavenger hunt. I'm going on a treasure hunt, and I'm going to look for the treasure. And, that sounds a little bit too wrap it up in a bow and trite or cliche maybe, but I'm telling you, that's what I have to do. And if you can muster up any bit of discipline, get yourself up, go to the grape fest. Go, and I don't mean the literal grapevine festival. Get up, go get you some vitamin D, get in the sunlight, get in nature, go hug the family member. Don't isolate. Put your phone down.
Make some banana bread.
Make some banana bread and eat some banana bread. And hey, we are praying for you. Today I was looking over a list of the people who love and support us, not only our listeners in our podcast, but clients as well as donors. And I love you all.
Yes.
And we are praying for you. Just know this, we are praying for you, because we know, as Jamie said, we're not alone. You're struggling too, and you're not alone. Okay, so we're all in this together. And James, thank you for forcing me to do this. I know this, and I'm not going to edit a thing. It's going to be stumbling and
stumbling, bumbling, fumbling.
Stumbling, bumbling, fumbling.
It's okay,
oh,
that's
good night.
That's where we all are right now. We're all stumbling.
All right, baby.
Fumbling.
Hey, love you.
Hey, I love you
Take care,
too.
everybody.
We love you guys.